Hello, once again, dear viewers of At the Niche 2025. Welcome back to this business talk show at the Niche 2025 on YouTube, at the Niche 2025 on X, the Niche 2025 on our Facebook page, where we keep posting these broadcasts of business talk shows focused on innovation, technology, strategies that work, business ideas, best practices, and also learning. So my name is Judia Gasana, as usual, your host at the Niche 2025. We're once again pleased to have a brilliant mind who is focused, who is in the emerging technologies, Victor Muvunyi. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Last time you really delved into artificial intelligence, explained to us that technology. We understood it, and we are going to delve into it as in business. So the purpose of the talk show is to ensure that even those that are upcoming, even the youth, those who are thinking of what to invest in, we need to eradicate the technology phobia, because technology is coming out as an invest-worthy venture because of the less costs, less risk, and also the applicability, the use cases. So we thank you once again for coming back to the show. And today we want to focus on a very interesting agenda, which is that has really impacted our economy over the last few years, especially during and after COVID-19. And this is none other than the cashless agenda.
Yes.
So we want you to explain to us how far we have come as in the economy, not just in Rwanda, even across the Africa or global economy. How has the cashless agenda impacted us as a people?
Yes.
And in our day-to-day lives? And so where are we going now with this cashless agenda?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Julia. I'm pleased to be back again at the Niche. Isn't it amazing how we've been doing, how technology has impacted our every day-to-day life. The internet, for instance, I think it's within it, when it was conceived, I don't believe people were thinking that they were going to transact value across the internet. That's why maybe it is also subjected to a lot of hacking. It's a bit shaky when it comes to security of it, because of the initial purpose of it. But nonetheless, again, cashless as an agenda, now we are transacting value across the internet. We're transacting value across our SMS infrastructure with the USSD. I think looking at it on that angle, and looking at how much transaction is being done across this infrastructure, it is amazing. As you mentioned, we've seen this surge of transactions being done online, of course, with the cashless infrastructures during COVID. Because of that need, we are in need of trying to curb infections or new people to not be contaminated through cash. But again, if I may just talk about it in general terms, cashless is something that is really, really impacting the economy of Rwanda. You know about the R-Switch and how now they're integrating all these service providers so that they could make this seamlessly. Again, because of the cost of transaction was a bit high, and we've been working with all service providers to make sure that we try to minimize the cost of transaction, the cost of service. So basically that's what I mean, say in general terms or just in brief. But again, I believe, like always, I would keep answering, I will keep having this conversation as we move forward. And I believe also an expert in that field, so some of the things that I will not mention, I believe you will be the right person to even give us more insights on them.
Yes, thank you, Victor. As you mentioned, the cashless revolution has come a long way. And I saw, magic happening during the COVID-19 epidemic, where everybody was locked away in their household. They had no access to the streets, the field, and there were some essential services, which also food is an essential service, and people had to order online.
Yes.
And the health service providers could not accept cash, and there was an emergency to roll out mobile money payment systems that were going to receive payments at all the hospitals. And all this happened in the twinkle of an eye.
Yes.
And the good thing is that Rwanda was quite ready for it.
Yes.
So because of all the the strategies that were in place to be digital and cashless.
Yeah, again, maybe to piggyback on what you just mentioned, you've seen like all these financial institutions, they're all digital, including our SACCOs. So that, I think, it has been a very good starting point, and that's why even it is common knowledge that in Rwanda you can do everything. You can walk around, you can go to the market without needing cash, but just using your cashless means. It is something that has really revolutionized the economy, and of course, you being part of the service provider side, you've also made a lot of money when it comes to to that. So it was an opportunity for service providers really to earn something around that, but also to ease or to give convenience to our people, for them to be able to to do their everyday work without the dependence of cash. And of course, it's common knowledge that cash is a bit risky. You can lose it. You can do it. But with cashless means, your money or your wealth is in safe hands.
Yeah. So looking back at the cashless journey, which is really to be applauded. So when these telecommunication companies came to Rwanda, some of them quickly launched the mobile money platform, and the use cases, as I remember, was to be able to send money back home.
Yes.
That was the first use case, because your parent, as it is, needs money on a monthly basis, and there was no secure way to do it, or more convenient, easier way to do it.
Yes.
So there were brands like Tigo Cash, Airtel Money, Momo, and we saw that it quickly picked up.
Yes.
Now there was an issue of security, because people know that in the bank the money is safe, but how about on the mobile wallet?
Yes.
And now with the evolution of the cashless, really we also no longer have to go to the bank.
Yes.
The bank is like for providing loans, big loans, and big transfers. But on the mobile money wallet, really, you can transact in millions.
Yes.
I mean, as the security levels went up, also the amounts went up.
Yes.
I remember there was a time that you could not transact more than $1 million, or less than $1 million.
Yeah.
So we appreciate that. The synergies that were put in to ensure that really we go cashless. You can spend. I don't remember the last time I was having money in my hand, cash.
Yeah.
I remember one Chinese person, Chinese partner came. We were working together on projects, and the person told me that in China we are really cashless. Even the beggar,
Yes.
when you're going to give them money, You have to scan a QR code.
Yes.
So and that is really advanced, because the one area that I struggle to give is when beggars approach me, they don't have a phone, I cannot send them money, so I have to get cash.
Yes.
So that is small challenges here and there, but I believe that like in gender equality, cashless in the gender equality, I believe it could be on a good level now, where women in the village and rural areas and housewives are also participating, and women in the marketplace, in the trade, are also being paid via, the wallet. And they developed a high level of trust where they could also maintain their own, security, their own password, without necessarily sharing the same with the husband, who will probably go out drinking. I'm not saying all, but in some cases, these were the challenges.
Yeah, again.
So now the women could also maintain their own, their own bank account on the mobile money wallet.
Yeah.
So if I was to bring those African rural use cases which drove the mobile money penetration, as opposed to the advanced economies, which are really, they don't need the mobile money wallet, but they are really digital, like online payments, internet banking. But for us in Africa, we are really having a huge population on the mobile money wallet, though we are slowly going internet-wise. The trust is also coming, because even me, I was not using internet banking simply because of the low level of trust, but now I'm fully using it. So I believe that mindsets change over the time. So I wanted to look at that and see how, for example, in sub-Saharan Africa, how has it evolved? How has it been impacted? Has it come to a global level of banking level as a result of mobile money banking? Has the rural banking needs been addressed by this? Has the gender equality in financing been achieved as a result of mobile money wallets or going the cashless agenda?
I think it's if you look at it on a policy point of view, inclusion, financial inclusion is something that is needed by the economy. You need to understand like how the status of the economy, the health of the economy, through if there's a lot of people are on this are financially included, that gives you like kind of a picture. It comes even to look into the GDP, to look how the country is progressing. But of course, it's also another way to prevent some of the crimes that are being done, financial crimes like money laundering. So nonetheless, our people, or maybe the African sub-Saharan people, as you mentioned, we had this need of sending money back and forth because Africans in general, they are helping. We live in a community like interdependent. We depend to each other. So it was easy for us to adopt this technology, cashless technology. But again, if you look at it when it comes maybe to Rwanda, that what you're saying is true. We've seen like that people having all this, like everyone now has like an account, almost everyone, but it has been handed to hand. I mean, you can even the service, these services that we are accessing online, our government services, that if you want, if it is a paid service, you can still pay it online. So what the government has been doing now through programs like one smartphone per family, like we've been together with service providers, even other people, Rwandans, the people who can afford to do that, have been putting efforts together to be able to hand out, these gadgets to the least privileged people in rural areas mainly. But again, women have been given these smartphones as well. All this contributes to what you just mentioned, which means that now women are being much more financially included. We're seeing them, having their business, running their own businesses, managing their economies. Maybe I don't know. I don't have I don't think that there is a study that has been done, but maybe there should be a study to see if this cashless has not even contributed maybe to families not having much conflict like the way it used to be. Maybe that's a study that could be done to see really what has been the impact even beyond the economic aspect, but also
the social welfare. I believe there has been a social welfare impact because this money that goes to the families, there is NGOs Give Directly and others that are participating in raising the social welfare. And we also have government projects. I believe you know better, the ones that are looking at Ubudehe and those social classes that they base on to support families. There are very many agendas towards this regard, and that will actually reduce the conflict because the conflict is caused by poverty or unequal chances, because maybe men would listen to the radio more and get more opportunities, whereas women are busy, they're cooking. I believe, I mean in the rural area or in the rural scenario. However, now everyone has access to information via the smartphone penetration that you're talking about, the internet access. We see that one particular telecom is really being very aggressive in this agenda where they're giving very affordable packs to the last mile people that can afford even 1,000 francs per month, and they have internet access throughout and calling access. So this is something that I believe we could brag about. So I want to go back to the impact of the economy. So the cashless revolution, how has it impacted businesses, and has there been more entrepreneurship or innovation in this space? Have there been more chances for people to go the entrepreneurial way? Have they been able to achieve their goals in terms of getting access to finance, thriving in the business world? And who is leading this? Is it the youth? Is it the growth? You need to talk more about that aspect.
When it comes to the impact that we've seen, is you can look at it. I think we should look at it on people are being empowered. People are being given an opportunity to be financially included, meaning that they can even access loans. They can have access to loans. So meaning that they can also invest into their businesses. So there is that impact by say. That is an impact that is clear. But I'm also seeing, Rwanda is predominantly young. I think more than 70% are below 35. So the numbers speaks for themselves. The youth have been, taking advantage of this cashless agenda. But again, I'm also looking at it. Okay, please. Yeah.
And they're the ones that warm up more quicker to technology than the grown-ups.
They are even more
adaptive,
and of course they are subjected to progress. So, but again, I think the good thing about our economy, maybe Rwanda, you see, I think we have that way of doing something very fast. I believe so. You've seen even our grandmoms back in the rural areas, they have smartphones. They have even ways to access Momo or any other mean of mobile financial service. So this is something that's even I believe this conversation came a little bit late, because this has been it's now. It's almost like history, because now everyone knows how to transact using cashless means. But I'm also seeing a lot of potential when it comes to service providers. there are things that should be done when there's opportunities. Myself, I know we don't have like a clear blockchain policy, but that technology is ready for it. And there are young people right now who are into that space, who know how to code, how to write programs around blockchain, who can, who have that capability of doing that. So if again, mind you, this is another policy issue that I believe the government is really looking into everything to see if this is a technology that could be adopted, because we've had a lot of things happening in that space where people have been losing their money through the blockchain, the whole cryptocurrency and all these coins. So there is still things to be checked, but the technology is ready and young people are ready to adopt them. But now it's up to everyone really to see if this technology cannot also be risky, if I may call it like that. Yeah.
I see that in this, over the time, that innovation has been overtaking these kind of mindsets, that we need to look at the risk and de-risk it, while it is already
already applied somewhere else. Yeah.
So I think that is something that will come with it will overspeed if we don't de-risk it now, or look at the policies now. But I wanted also first, before we go into that blockchain area, which is I have kind of kept away from it because I know there is no policy ruling that, because for mobile money and for internet banking and all this virtual money in circulation, it is governed by the central bank, and you can always track the money to the to the banks.
Yes.
So now I wanted to appreciate one role of fintechs, where they have really innovated in this digital currency and not currency, I mean cashless agenda. So all these solutions that we've been using, they have been developed by fintechs. I know there are traditional pay bill solutions like pay water, pay electricity. Those are a traditional and existing. But every other new application that comes is a fintech that somebody has thought about it, put a program around it, and went to the telecom company, integrated and brought the solution, or even integrated with the banks and brought the solution. Example, Vuba, which was, I think, replicating delivery, the quick delivery of food chain, the food chain, name it. There are all these applications that have been innovated by young people like you. So how have you seen that playing in terms of revolutionizing this cashless agenda and attaining the initial goals that we had?
Yeah, I think you're right to mention about this surge of fintechs and companies around that, because again, service providers or big service providers, they have their goals. So the young people are the ones who understand the needs. So they are the ones really to come up with solutions that could really be impactful and could be marketable, because they understand the needs. If you're trying to pay bills on a cash power, and the cash power is mainly, you see how the builders, they put a cash power far away, and you have to have like a radar to go there and pitch numbers. So it's an inconvenience. But there is a startup that is doing that, to be able to pay electricity without necessarily going to
the meter.
To the meter. To the
How?
Roof. It's there. Yeah, I mean, it's there. I remember.
You should bring them next time
next
to
time,
the niche.
I think those are the experts that should be at the niche now and really explain how they come up with these solutions. But again, I'm also maybe it's worth mentioning that there is a fintech strategy in place that it's a way to, how are we going to ensure that this space is really well exploited? How are we going to support the people who are into this space? So that, because again, these are the people that are providing solutions that could really make a difference. And we're seeing there is a lot of innovation that is happening there. So that's why we have like a specific strategy when it comes to fintech.
Okay, so it brings me back to one concern that we have with the cashless, ease of transaction. Decision making on spot. There's no longer that controlled, I have to go to the bank and it's going to be inconveniencing, so you don't go there much often. That helps you save in a way. But now you have at the twinkle of an eye, you could easily spend millions.
Yes.
So I'm wondering, how is that playing out in terms of making financially wise decisions and savings, and increasing the wealth of people instead of spending the wealth in the economy.
I think that is a financial literacy problem, and I'm sure that is a knowledge that is needed. I think people should be more knowledgeable when it comes to financial literacy. People taking bad decisions, of course. Again, you cannot inhibit progress because people are misusing their funds, but rather I think it's up to everyone, ourselves, you people in the private sector, education, to really put into play or to emphasize this literacy that is needed. Financial literacy is needed even more than ever. Now people that are financially included, meaning that they also need that knowledge of how to use their money or use their wealth and to their advantage anyway. So I'm seeing that need when it comes to the literacy part, the financial literacy part. But I'm also I would also maybe I'm on the school of thought where I think progress shouldn't be stopped because of something. I mean, people not knowing how to use funds or who are illiterate when it comes to finances. Yeah, I'm on that school of thought, but I believe it can be a two-way thing. It can be a two-way thing. So
So once again, I remind that as a policy, it can be more effective if introduced at maybe the secondary level. Not really. The tertiary level is a bit too late for education. Mainly when young minds are developing in the secondary schools. So we should introduce this financial literacy, and it should be financial literacy for all, not just as a subject for those who are pursuing business.
And I think I'm doing a good job with Dani. I saw Dani explaining some of these concepts on a very informative level. So I think it's something that is needed. Yes.
So Dani is my son, and as we conclude, once again, we remind you that this is The Niche at The Niche 2025 on YouTube, at The Niche 2025 on X, The Niche 2025 on our Facebook page, where we'll be posting all these discussions that we have that help you understand what innovation that is happening in business with the emerging technologies and the opportunities that are there for entrepreneurs and would-be entrepreneurs. So as we mentioned, in the cashless agenda, there has been a lot of innovation by young entrepreneurs in the fintech space, and this innovation is still going on. As Victor mentioned, there's a new emerging technology that is coming here in Rwanda or across Africa. We cannot look away from it, which is digital currency or the blockchain, which some of us, outgoing youths or outgoing out of this space, we may not really latch onto it in terms of innovation. But young people out there, it's your time to think about these technologies and even support, to come up with the right policies around it, so that we can de-risk it and make it a usual way of, making money in the economy. So thank you very much, and have a good rest of the week.
Thank you.